Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today on J Bob and Sons, I'm going to show you my vintage Pokemon card collection and my binder. So I'm going to do a couple videos in the future, but showing you like the modern Pokemon and the things you should be looking for right now. But where it's at, you guys, is vintage, and I'll tell you why. For those that are trying to invest in Pokemon, guess what Pokemon does now? That set that you had a whole bunch of that you thought you were stashing away for later profits, guess what? Pokemon now will reprint all of these sets that people thought, oh, I'm going to hold on to this Burning Shadows, I'm going to hold on to this Hidden Fates. Um, Pokemon now will come back around and start reprinting stuff like crazy. I'm assuming they'll be reprinting Champion's Path for a long time. They'll keep doing print runs, but what they're not going to keep making anymore, guys, is how about a base set Krabby? Actually, this is fossil, so you can tell that by the little fossil emblem there. So this is a considered a vintage set that came out a few sets after base set, and you can see that one's not in the greatest condition. But they're not going to be reprinting these ones, guys. So they have reprinted the artwork, mind you, sure, but you cannot replace these vintage cards at this point. So I think, in particular, I think that these are probably some of the best investments right now because they're not going to remake. This is a base set 2. This is a Charmander, which is in the evolution of Charizard, and what you guys should know, hopefully by now, is Charizard is one of the most popular Pokemon cards and holds a lot of value. So I get asked questions all the time from my sports cards friends. You've been messaging me on Instagram. Hey, are these good Pokemon cards to get? And there are some sets right now that you should definitely go out and get. And I'll talk about those in another video. But these are the vintage ones. These are some of the first sets that came out in English. I got some Japanese in here too. The Japanese cards predate the English cards typically. Here's a Gyarados. This is a holographic card from the base set release. So there's approximately 16 holo cards. This is number 6 out of 102. So you can see there the 1995, 96, 98 Nintendo Creatures Game Freak, 1999 Wizard. That's how you know it's base set unlimited. You can see there's shadowing there on the box. I'll come back to that because there's an important subset of the original Pokemon cards that are much more valuable than others, and it's often missed and it's often mislabeled on eBay sales. So you got to be careful. Here's a cool Japanese Pokemon card that my buddy David at Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers got me interested in. And so this is a holographic Gengar. And you can see there in the background, there's these crosses. So this is fitting for October and Halloween coming up, right? But you see those crosses that are there? That was kind of risky, or it got a lot of bad press, and so they actually changed that in the English version when the card came out in English. So that's sort of like a banned, quote unquote, banned card. I have another one up there, Misty's Tears. But yeah, there's a lot of really fun things in vintage that they're not gonna make them anymore. I recently acquired some first edition cards, so a lot of money in a first edition, and you know it's first edition because there's a first edition stamp. So for example, this Dark Flareon, now this is a first edition, and this is Team Rocket. You can see the R there. So this is another one of the earlier sets that came out of Pokemon. So Team Rocket, and this is not even a holographic card, but it's in really great shape, super minty. I got this from the PokeRev, and that's a YouTuber that's been breaking vintage Pokemon packs on his YouTube channel. Insane, you guys. That card right there, I just checked yesterday just for fun. PSA 10, $200 card right there, and that's insane. And that's just a basic card, not even a holo card. I haven't looked up this one yet. This is a rare non-holo. And when I say that, I mean the artwork, the box there's no shimmer, there's no holographic. So this is a non-holo, but it does have the rare emblem, and so that makes it a little bit more unique. Again, all these cards, just because they're first edition, I'll have to look that one up. I didn't look that one up for this video, but they are going up, and this is what my point of the video. I mean, Pokemon cards, I think where it's at is vintage, as far as like retaining value and holding on. So I think that that's definitely something you guys should be considering. Um, this is another Krabby, but this is my first edition fossil Krabby. So that remember the one I showed you earlier didn't have the first edition stamp. So when you can find these cards in first edition stamped, that's ideal. This one's in a beautiful shape as well. And I actually never thought about getting any of these graded. And you guys know I'm a big grading buff. You know, I'm always sending cards into PSA. And I do have a big submission, you guys, a video coming up that's going to be quite impressive. I hope you guys can stay tuned for that. I actually sent in all my Charizards, all my big Charizards from the recent releases. So they're all at the graders, and so we shall see what we can get. I also submitted 2 base set Charizards as well that I had. So I don't have them to show you here today because they're actually at the grader. Check this out. This is the Slowpoke. And this is from the fossil set, but it's first edition. Completely simple artwork, you know, nothing to it. But this is in good shape. I actually gave this card away. I think my 150 subscriber giveaway. That's like almost a $200 card now in a PSA 10 if it grades up. So I mean, every time I check, the prices on cards are going up and up. This is a set here that I got that's called Neo Destiny. This is Light Machoke. I'll try to put up on the screen what this one might be in a PSA 10. I haven't looked it up, but these are super minty vintage cards, and the only reason they're that minty is because they were pack pulled, never been played before. Now that doesn't mean that you only should collect, completely minty non-played cards, because I'll show you here. One of the things that I'm working on is building a set of the base set Shadowless. Okay, and for this set right here, starting on this page, I'm just going for lightly used game played condition. And I'll tell you what, it's been super difficult because it is so expensive already, and the prices just keep going up. Let me tell you what I mean by Shadowless. Okay, so here is a holo, number 12 out of 102. This is base set. Okay, this is Ninetales. So this is a holo card. So the artwork has the shimmer and the shine, the holographic in the back. Now that's base set, unlimited, because it has a shadow box on the right. Now compare that here to this Ninetales that I picked up, and this is on the one on the right is the Shadowless. So that you can see on the right hand side of the artwork box, there's no shadowing there. Now, the original first edition cards that came out didn't have a shadow. Then the second printing of them, again, didn't have the shadow. And so that's what we call Shadowless. So this was a print run that it was immediately after the first edition. And it's much more sought after because the one on the left, they printed that and they called that Unlimited. They added a shadow box and they printed a whole bunch of the ones on the left there. So there are going to be a lot more of the population that are going to be like this one. And a lot less that are in the population that look like this one. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say Shadowless. And so you got to be careful when you're looking at eBay sales. People know that Shadowless is more valuable, so they'll just say, "Hey, I'm selling a Shadowless Ninetales," you know. And but if you're not paying attention, you're like, no, you're actually just getting a base set unlimited card, and that may or may not be what you're going for. Now, I think all Pokemon cards are going up in value, so there's nothing wrong with base set unlimited. I think that those cards in a PSA 10 are already climbing, but Shadowless is where it's at. So here's some of the holos that I've picked up so far. I'm trying to build the whole set here. This Blastoise is fantastic. I mean, if this was in a PSA 10, and you can see the back, it's pretty rough. This card cost me over $100 in this condition. So when I was looking at prices for this video, like a Blastoise and a PSA 10, you know, you're talking about $800 or more, probably more for a good condition. So Alakazam, Blastoise, number 4 right here, that guy's Charizard. I do not have a Shadowless Charizard, and you can see I'm missing a lot. So I'm missing a lot of the cards in this Shadowless set. I picked up a few recently, actually at my LCS, because he had a binder of Pokemon, and he was kind enough to let me get, I forget which one, the War Turtle here. I was able to get a couple others. Here's Charmander. So this is a great investment card, you guys. I mean, Charmander, a common card, but Charmander evolves into Charizard. I have several in here actually. Some of them are pretty messed up. but some of the other ones are actually in good shape. This one's kind of junky; it's got dirt all over it. But I picked those up as a lot. But I have a few of these Charmander. So Charmander PSA 10 is that's a hot card, and it's because it's shadowless. Okay, that's why it makes it more valuable. Okay, so I just wanted to show you again. This card is something I wanted to show you guys. Check this out. This is in my shadowless set. This is a Red Cheeks Pikachu. Okay, you can see there's no shadowing on the right side of the box there. It's not first edition, but it is shadowless Pikachu. It's in rough shape. It's got some whitening on the back, but it's not too terrible. But there's a story behind the Red Cheeks and the Yellow Cheeks Pikachu. And so the story that I heard, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, is that the artist that created Pikachu wanted for that card lightning bolts coming out of the cheeks. And so the lightning is yellow and it was covering the red cheeks of the Pikachu. Upon printing, the company was like, well, wait, Pikachu has red cheeks, so they put red on top of there, on top. The artist kind of was like upset, and then they ultimately changed it, okay, back to yellow. So there is a yellow cheeks and a red cheeks shadowless. Now, they've printed, and again, in 2016, the XY Evolutions set came out, and they printed out Pikachus with the yellow cheeks. And I made a video. This is a snippet of a video that I made that's actually been doing really great, strangely, on YouTube right now as far as views. But at the time, and still this happens today, you can see this card going, exact same card by the image, going for either $300 or like 50 cents. Now, there's been a lot of XY Evolutions printed out, and so there's a lot of these in the population. But I think people just get kind of confused because of this red cheeks, yellow cheeks dichotomy that's out there. The XY Evolutions Pikachu really isn't that valuable because there is so many of them. But I think people on eBay might get confused and think it might be more of a valuable card than it really is. And some people list it wrong on eBay and say, hey, this is the rare error yellow cheeks Pikachu. But you can see this is 2016. And it's number 35 out of 108, and it's got the symbol there for XY Evolution. So that set, by the way, not to count this one out, that set is actually skyrocketed in recent days. Just FYI, the booster boxes for that have gone up insanely. So you might want to hold on to your you might want to hold on to those, but currently they're not as valuable as, say, this Red Cheeks Pikachu that I have that is the shadowless version. I also have another Pikachu example here, and so for these Pikachus that I'm holding right here, I mean, I have a starting off on the left, we have the Red Cheeks Pikachu shadowless, the XY Evolutions Pikachu has yellow cheeks, and then we have an actual base set Pikachu on the right, and that has the yellow cheeks, and that's just a base set unlimited, and you can see the shadowing on that box. Okay, so the most valuable one for sure is this Red Cheeks because it is shadowless. I was looking at sales of this card in PSA 10, and it is crazy expensive, several $100s for sure. And then just having just a nice PSA 10 base set unlimited Pikachu is actually a very nice card to have as well. And then the Pikachu from the evolution. So this is the base set unlimited yellow cheeks. You can see the shadowing there. But this card in PSA 10, I actually have one of these out at PSA 2. Because it's going to be it's going to be worth several $100s just in a PSA 10 form because there is a huge Pikachu following, just like there is with Charizard. All right, and then the one in the middle again, you can see that basic symbol at the top of this Pikachu. You also notice that the HPs are different, right? So for the red cheeks and the red cheeks, you can see that basic symbol there is not there on the vintage cards. Also, yeah, the 40 HP and 60 HP is different as well. So there are some, pretty distinct differences if you're looking for them. But if you're just looking at the artwork, you might get confused. But please don't do that. I'm just, the whole point of the video is just to kind of inform you guys. But yeah, that's kind of like some of the vintage cards I have in my collection. I hope you enjoyed it, you guys. Stay tuned. There'll be a video coming up soon. I'm going to do a PSA reveal. I got 2 base set Charizards. I got my Champions Path Charizards that I've pulled. They're all out at the graders. Hoping for high grades. I'll let you know when it comes in. So that's all I got today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.